What a day. Matt, how was your day today?
It was good. It was busy. Released our video yesterday, so just been monitoring that and trying to just do more clips for under the Pivot brand. It's sunny out here. Had some testimonial interviews for some of our clients, and yeah, just been rocking and rolling. How about yourself?
Busy. Yeah, I had a meeting, got into the office relatively early compared to normal. Get a couple things done. Had a meeting at 11, had a meeting and then shot 45 minutes north, another meeting at 1:30, and then came back down. And I've been kind of meeting with Manny and Joe going over numbers and revenue and profits and all that fun stuff. And again, I looked at my clock, and it was 3:58, and I'm like, crap, I gotta get over here for the show.
Right.
So my prep for the show was just working today. Yeah, so there's that for sure. Oh yeah, so you released your stuff, so it's out there.
Yep. Yeah, I'll send you the link after we hop off. Yeah, it's on the Pivot Studios YouTube, so that's where we'll can't speak today. Where we'll be posting all the stuff from that weekend.
Nice. After all these years, Matt, I don't think I've subscribed to the Pivot Studios YouTube.
We're honestly just started getting active, a few months ago, so no worries there. But yeah, subscribe now, and subscribe. Just at Pivot Studios, PIVIT Studios.
Boom. I am subscribed. Newest subscriber.
Got another
right
subscriber. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hit that bell, whatever you want us to do. Okay, cool. The craziest poker event of the summer. Nice.
Yes, sir.
Blake Wynn is changing the poker scene. Very cool. So that one right there that you posted 20 hours ago, that's the newest one, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's the recap, and then we'll be posting more and more shorts throughout the next coming weeks of all the different interviews we did as well.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Already at 169 views. That's
good. Not too shabby. So it's looking like it's getting some good traction. Hoping to get that up more, and then hopefully when we do some more of the shorts, that'll boost it up.
It's only been up for a few hours, so yeah, that'll definitely the shorts will crank that thing up, and especially you start dropping those names of people that you interacted with and stuff like that. It's going to catch on.
Yep, exactly. Cool.
Man, oh man. So yeah, I had a couple discovery meetings today. They were IT managed service discovery meetings. One was with a local real estate company. Great meeting. They are with another local IT provider, probably one of our biggest competitors. And it's kind of the same song and dance as far as, from a technical know-how and an organizational standpoint, this competitor is very strong. Like, I commend them on what they've built. They're in this market where our headquarters are. They're probably the largest MSP in the market. Not our largest competitor. There's larger ones that we run across in other markets, but definitely our largest competitor here. I envy them from a standpoint of they've got things locked up. You know what I mean? Locked in, locked up, whatever you want to call it. But I like that they don't necessarily operate the same way that I do or that we do. This is I doubt they watch our show, so whatever. Maybe they do. If you do, hey,
you never know.
Nice to see you guys. The salesperson that I hired a couple of years ago, trained, spent a bunch of money on, told my secrets of the craft. That's where he went. He,
nice.
Or whether, I probably did a poor job of managing him. Maybe I asked too much later on from a standpoint of accountability, as the weird thing about salespeople is we don't like to be held accountable a lot. We like to kind of be free to roam and, figure things out. And when we're not getting a lot of results, there's peaks and valleys in sales. You know that from a business owner. And during those valleys, higher people in the company start to be like, what the hell is this guy doing? I've been that guy. People have asked that question of like, what are you doing? Get out and sell something. Why aren't you doing? And it's not like you're not doing anything, but with this person in particular, I hadn't done a very good job of setting an expectation from the front end. Like, you need to be tracking what you're doing so that I can be able to track metrics. So my business partner can track utilization because he's paying he's paying your check. I'm trying to make sure that you're getting results, and because I need to figure out which part of the process you might need help in. You know what I mean? But once we started kind of putting those clamps down on, he got very defensive, and he got very, in a couple instances, pretty disrespectful towards me and stuff like that. And I was just like, at one point, I said, "Okay, you're done. You're fired. Go home." He's like, "Whoa."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Whoa, sorry, I didn't mean that." Blah blah blah. I'm not going to get too far down the road in kind of what he decided to do that led me to say that. Like I've got a pretty long fuse with people. I probably have the shortest fuse with my family because they're so close to me, and I need to be better about that. But with people that I work for, I have a really long. I don't have a short temper. I have a lot of. You got to do a lot to make me mad.
Yep.
Especially with a
Likewise.
salesperson, because I've been in that seat. I've done all those things and messed all those things up and done good and bad. So I have a lot of grace in that standpoint. But it got to the point where I was just like, you're not there. You got to be showing what you're doing to try to get results, even during those parts where the results aren't happening. Because there's a peaks and valleys, right? There's slow times and there's fast times. So, but he, for those reasons, I think he said I had enough. I'm going to take my talents and Terrell Owens somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm taking my talents somewhere else. Or, kind of like LeBron James, I'm taking my talents to South Beach, right? It's taking my talents to your biggest competitor because I know those are the guys that you see the most. All right.
Right.
So it's kind of like a jab. Oh, I got you now. Right. Okay. Yeah. Right. And I wish him the best. I'm not sure if he's closing deals. Maybe he is. Hopefully he is. But we run into these guys a lot. And like I said, I think they are well-organized, well-oiled machine. But we operate differently. We have a different approach. And that plays to each of our advantages with different types of clients. Some types of clients that want their approach, they're going to lean more that way, and then vice versa. So, but when you're the market leader, when someone else comes into the market trying to win market share, I'm going to see most of your clients at some point. So you got to be on your A game. So I'm running into a few of those, and one of those was today. And it was kind of the same old song and dance for, what they're struggling with. But kudos to this competitor because they do a good job of locking their people in to agreements that leave no wiggle room, make it very hard to leave, easy to forget about, hard to get out of. But that doesn't always rub people the right way. So anyway, That was a fun meeting. It was a really good meeting. We met with some good folks, learned a lot. We'll see if it turns into an opportunity. And another thing I found out is they're very competitive with their pricing. It has to do some way with the way they manage things and lock things up so much because they don't leave a lot of room for things to happen. Because when things happen is when you are spending your money as an IT company dealing with problems, right? Especially on a flat rate deal. If your rate is here and you're constantly dealing with problems, you're spending money dealing with those problems. You spent this much money on this client that only paying you this much. That's not a good business model. You know what I mean? If you're only going to charge this much, you got to make it to where you're only spending this much. So the rest is just, liquid.
Yeah, 100%.
So with a couple of these clients, I know what it's costing them every month. I've seen the evidence, and I'm like, dang. They're supporting this many endpoints and this much infrastructure for that. We would charge twice for that.
Right.
So either I'm not fully understanding it sounds like they're including more than they really are, or they're just way more efficient than us.
Interesting.
Could be the case. So the decision I have to make is, okay, I'm not going to win this deal because I'm going to be able to compare apples to apples here. They're doing all this stuff for them. Here's the cost. If I do all those things for them, I can't charge double.
Right.
Because they don't, unless I'm adding value that they need that they're willing to pay for, it doesn't do me any good. It's apples to apples here. I either got to meet that price or beat it. Meeting it, if they're upset, I can win. Beating it, they don't have to be all that upset to win. They have to just really be best friends. So we'll see. The other client or the other opportunity was up at a high school, my son's high school. And it was a good meeting, super nice guy. They're very well put together. They're a private school run by a church, thin margin budgets. They don't spend a whole lot of money on IT. A lot of their stuff they get for really good price because they're nonprofit. They got a lot of cool, moms and dads of students that are volunteering their time to help them
Nice.
out with certain things, and everything runs really well. So they don't have like any pain, right? A lot of time my philosophy is if there's no need, we don't proceed, right? I'm not going
Yep.
to, snake oil sell you something that you don't really need, right? So when you're in good shape and no one's in tears because something's not working right, then it's just you make a friend and eventually you
Yep.
find a need and then you can move forward with something. But so right now it's just build a little trust, have a friend.
Nice.
That doesn't equate to dollars for a while, so we'll see.
Nice. Good stuff. Good stuff.
But that was that
Nice. Busy, busy. You gotta like it. It's
Worky work.
entrepreneur life right there.
Yeah, worky work, busy bee.
Yes, sir.
And the other stuff today is just figuring out income versus expenses. You know what I mean? When
Right.
you got employees and you're providing services, we can see, we're looking at how much revenue are we generating from digital marketing, how much are we generating from IT managed services, from revenue cycle management, from scribe services, from transcription, all the kind of different things we provide.
Nice.
And so it's taken some time to understand and that's just the MRR. That's not any outlying project stuff. A lot of that kind of stuff where you sell a bunch of computers or you sell a project in IT. that's separate. But now it's understanding per seat, what's it costing us to do business, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
there's an employee salary, right? But that employee also has email. They have access to a phone system. They have access to all the other tools that they need in their computer. All these things that cost us money and to keep the lights on and this office and our office in India and all that kind of stuff. So sometimes that's a little harder to wrap your hands around. Understanding from an IT perspective, how many endpoints, servers, and environments are we supporting? How many tickets do we get every month versus how many people do we have on our crew?
Right.
Right. So, without saying what that number is, we're really good at keeping our clients happy. Right now, I think we are because I think we're overstaffed. If you ask any one of our team members, they'll say, I'm working wall to wall, tickets all day long.
Yeah.
Yep. But right now, our average number of tickets per technician per day is a little over 8.
Okay.
So industry standards is a technician, at least level 1, which is your easy stuff. 90 to 95% of all your tickets is going to be down here in the muck. It's the, I call it the sweatshop of IT. It's password resets and my computer won't turn on. And did you unplug it? That kind of stuff, right? Stuff you should be able to fix in 10, 15 minutes. You should be able to do 25 to 35 a day.
Yep.
An average to below average technician who's still worth his weight in salt or her weight in salt should be doing 20 to 25. A really good one that's a butt kicker should be 30, 35, right?
Okay.
And it doesn't mean our technicians are bad. It just means our technicians are comfortable.
Yep.
Right? So, but what that means is that margins are lower.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're not the cheapest service to pay for. We're also not the most expensive. So
Right.
we've got, and so what we're talking about right now is getting better at organizing our team. We, as owners, we got to put our heads together and all get in the same page, but organizing the team in a way that right now it's kind of by committee, which I think does really good for keeping our clients happy because everybody kind of knows everybody and everybody has the ability to fix the easy thing and work on the thing that might take them 2 hours to 2 days to work on, right? But efficiency wise, that's really bad. That's how you get only 8 average, and honestly, if you went across all of our guys, that's just lumping it all together. They're not all averaging 8. Some of them are averaging 4 and others are averaging 12. You know what I mean? So we've got to get better at saying these guys and gals only do level 1 tickets. That's it.
Right.
And if it takes you longer than 15 minutes to work on to get something completed, then you got to hand it up. hand it off to the next person, because their job at level 2, because if you can't do it in 15 minutes, it means it's not a level 1 issue anymore. It means it may have started out as password reset, but what we found out is that the account is locked out because the client didn't pay their bill. Well, a level 1 technician shouldn't be talking to the client about paying their bill and getting their credit card number, helping them figure that out. A level 2 technician who has a little bit more training, a little bit more personality, and a little bit more whatever should be doing those kind of things, right?
Right.
So, and that's what I think that's what we've identified we've got to get better at. It's not easy, but if we want to grow like we do and we are, it's like we've got to nail that. At the same time, keeping what we've got now, which is really happy clients with really good relationships to the team, because they talk and see them a lot because they're doing everything for them. So, but it's not sustainable long term.
Right.
So, yeah, that's what I've been doing today.
Nice. Good stuff. Cool. Well, yeah, other than that, I'm going to have to jump at 4:30 again, so I wasn't sure if you wanted to maybe discuss, the NFL coming up tonight. We're back in business here.
Yeah, so we got first game of the season. We got Dallas and Philadelphia, right?
Yes. Yep. That's what it is. So we got so it'll be I think this will be an interesting game. You got the Super Bowl champions of last year, and then the Cowboys, who are obviously America's team, and then they got a lot of stuff going on there internally. So should be a heck of a game.
They got nothing to lose, right? Everything to prove, nothing to lose. So maybe here's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see them just come out and play hard, win or lose, like show some aggression. I don't know. I mean, it's the NFL, so anybody can win any day.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't watch Philadelphia over the offseason too much. Did they lose anything big?
Not really. I don't think so. I know Dallas was dealing with the Micah Parsons thing, and they ended up trading him. But I don't really think the Eagles had too much movement. I think they're still working with the same squad as last year, from my understanding.
Yeah, I saw some information. A lot of people are dogging on Dallas for trading their best defensive player. Yeah, superstar, right? Parsons is a beast. But here's and I'm going to get, the details are a little fuzzy, but they had the worst, I think, run defense in the league last year. Mm-hmm. They also had the most, if not close to the most, sacks last year, right? And Parsons was a big part of that. But Parsons' deal is he is a freight train, and he is a speed rusher, bulldoze over around on top of whoever's in front of him, get to the quarterback, right? Fast guy. But he's not good with run defense. He can run down a running back because he's so fast, but that's 15 yards down the field if he has to make the tackle, right? So one of the things I've seen some people talking about is how do you gain through losing? Well, when you lose someone that's such a big focus of your defense, right? So if you're going to go into the game with the Cowboys and you're going to give up some sacks, right? If you try to get into a throwing an air battle and throw the ball 40, 50 times a game, you're going to give up some big plays, either lots of sacks or maybe some fumbles or maybe some hurried interceptions, right? Or do we only, in this case, our game plan is going to be throw the ball 20 times and run the ball the rest, because we know they can't stop the run.
Yep.
Well, if you don't have that kind of player, so from a defensive standpoint, you're not going to scheme so hard on that type of a pass rush game, and you bring in a defensive tackle who's not, let's say, an all-pro, but he's a good enough defensive tackle to defend the run with. Maybe you start to balance your defense a little bit, because you've still got some really good players that can rush the passer, but you start to look at, okay, we're not going to give up the run, because they have a pretty good secondary. Maybe you lean on your secondary to get some coverage type sacks now instead of some, quick drop sacks. So never know.
Yep, you do never know. Be interesting to see, and yeah, glad football's back. So only time will tell. Tonight we'll find out.
Yeah, I think what's that game? What is it? Is it on like a different station? Is it like on Amazon or something like that? Or
I think Thursday nights are usually Amazon, I think.
I have to watch that game tonight.
Yeah, Thursday Night Football is on Amazon. Yep, Amazon Prime.
Might have to watch that game tonight.
Might have to. Yeah, should be a good one. Cool.
Yeah, I might have to sacrifice. Lately, Declan and I, before bed, we'll play like an hour or two of Battlefield. He'll play on.
Oh, nice.
He'll play on the PS5 and I'll play on the Xbox because in my basement, you've seen those TVs where we used to do the podcast.
Yep.
They're right next to each other. So he'll play here and I'll play here. So we've just not the newest one because it didn't come out yet, but the beta was out and we were playing it a few weeks ago. And we're like, how have we not ever played Battlefield together before? This is a lot of fun. So we went to the previous versions, like 2042 or something it's called. So we installed that on both, and now we play that for a little bit. And I try to drag him off of playing Minecraft. I still don't understand what the draw of that game is, but
Yeah, I used to play that when I was younger. That game can be addicting. Minecraft can. Battlefield's a really good game, though. I do like Battlefield.
so explain it for me. What's the draw of Minecraft? I can't get over the way it looks because the way it looks to me is just like it's like lower res than a Lego. So
Yeah, I think it's a few things. It's you can kind of build anything, and then it's just like the strategy of it. Trying to get diamonds. Mining, getting the right things. You have to build things. There's so much to it. I couldn't give you an answer of really what the draw is, except it's just it kind of sucks you in when you start playing it. It's kind of got that addicting thing, and kind of like Farmville. If you've ever played like Farmville or those old Facebook games where you kind of build your own city. It's that kind of strategic approach. I'm not quite sure. I think that's how I would describe
like,
it. Yeah.
I'll come down and I'm like, what are you working on? He's like, moving around like, and he's got some machine like outputting things, and
Yep,
he's like
right.
dumping mobs or things into something that's killing those, and then making other things, and then grabbing that stuff and using it further. I'm like, that seems like a lot of work. Are you playing
Yep.
this, or are you actually a factory worker right now?
Right.
I was like, what the heck? And my daughter, who's 7, she loves it now too. She's kind of into she just likes to build things, but she'll suck
Yep.
Declan in to play with her to help her build something that like helps her make some material that she needs a lot of. So
Right.
anyway, we're getting about, I think you got to roll to your next meeting, right?
Yep. I got a few minutes. I can probably hop off at like 4:28. Yep.
Yeah. So you play Battlefield too?
I do, yeah. That's the one I play. That's probably the one I've recently played. I really haven't gotten the chance to play too many video games lately, but yeah, if I do, it's either Battlefield or Fortnite, and I did see they're coming out with a new James Bond game, which really seems good. I really like those kind of assassin kind of games, and it looks like a new James Bond game is coming out that should be really good because I really like this game called Hitman, where you're kind of an assassin.
I've heard of Hitman. I like the old ones I'd played, but the newer ones I heard are really awesome. But I never
they're really, really cool, really intricate, a lot to it. Graphics are really good. And so, they've got, it's called 007 First Light, I guess, is the new James Bond game that'll be coming out here soon. Yeah.
You're on the know. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know there was a new Bond game coming out. That's cool. I wonder who's going to be doing that, because EA used to have the license for Bond for a long time. If they still do or not. But no, Battlefield's fun, and it's like, when the beta came out, it was all, multiplayer open. We were playing with all kinds of people, and that was still fun. But on this one, we've just been doing like, versus the computer, and like the big stuff. We'll either do Conquest or what's the other one called? Breakthrough. And we're just trying to like level up and unlock all the guns and all the different attachments and stuff. So we'll do like Breakthrough on a map, and certain maps you can get more kills and stuff like that. And he went wild the other night and had like 200 and something kills.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's a good way for him and me to spend some time together, like this time of year when he's in school now. So he used to come to the office with me a lot, like in the summer. So I don't get to see him that much anymore. And when he's at home, it's like, if I say, hey dude, I'm going to sit down and play some rounds of Battlefield, that will get him away from the computer on Minecraft with his buddies.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm like, okay, I'll sacrifice an hour of my time to do that. So, but you're right, I don't get to play much anymore either, unless I get up like really early on the weekends when nobody else is awake.
Right. No, but that's cool, and good bonding thing, and I mean, Battlefield's cool. It's more like realistic, and as opposed to COD, I think it's cool strategically. I prefer that over the not modern warfare, the Call of Duty games, for sure. And I believe they have a new one coming out for Battlefield.
6,
coming out.
Beta I played the other day. It was awesome.
I tried that beta. Yeah. So that was really cool. Yeah, we at our house here we played the beta, and that was cool. So I'm excited for that. I'll probably end up playing that one, and who knows, we might have a BLP Battlefield episode at some
That would
point
be
where we
cool.
play.
We could
Yeah,
definitely stream that.
yeah, that
We
would
can
be
make
cool.
that work. That'd be cool. Yeah,
Yep.
I think the yeah, it's like October something it comes out because the new Call of Duty, which I've never really been able to get into. I've tried, but the problem with Call of Duty is you get into those games and you just get worked. Some of the
Yeah, I
kids
mean they're
are
just
always playing. It's like, man, this
yep.
isn't fun.
Yep, the kids are getting so good, man. I mean, I'll tell you, it's and they say, I guess, your peak for video games with just how your eye movement, your attention, all that stuff, they say is from like 16 to like 19 is your
Okay,
prime
that
of
makes
video
sense.
games. Yeah. So yeah, there are just some good people out there, and I mean, it's even a profession nowadays too.
Right.
It's a sport, so to
Yeah.
speak. So people are training and doing all that stuff. So if you get in one of those lobbies, you can get worked.
The thing I'm finding I'm liking about Battlefield is that even when you're playing with other people, like against other people and stuff, their maps are huge, but they're
Yep.
not like so big that you're so spread out that when you engage with people, it's like a one-on-one or a one-on-two. Like
Yeah.
they're big, but there's so many people, it still kind of funnels you into like choke points where you have to, where like there's like 30 people on that side and 30 people on this side, and it's a good possibility you're going to get a couple before you get got. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So there's this loop that you get stuck into where you feel like you're doing better than you might not be the leader in the match or something like that, but you're not going to go through a whole round and just get worked and not get any yourself. You know what I mean?
Yep, exactly. It makes it a little more enjoyable at that point. Yep,
So
100%.
that's pretty fun.
Cool.
Anyway, all right, we're right
Alrighty.
on the edge here. Thanks for joining again. Good luck on whatever you got going on with your meeting and stuff. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow's
We'll
Friday.
see you tomorrow. Yep, tomorrow's Friday. Good seeing you as always. See you guys later. And yeah, check out Pivot Studios YouTube channel for a new video.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it right away and we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Cool. Sounds good, brother.
All right,
We'll
buddy.
take care, guys,
Later.
and we'll
All right, everybody. We are right at the end of our time for today. Episode number 58 of the Daily BLP. Signing off for Matt, who just left us from Pivot Studios. Go check out his stuff, man. He was just at that celebrity poker event this last weekend in Vegas. He's starting to release some of the footage of that. I'm going to go take a look at it right now. Maybe we'll show the video tomorrow on the show. He's got this kind of 5-minute clip and he's going to start releasing some more stuff, but I'm really interested to see what he's up to because, he's really good at what he does. And it's really cool that he's starting to break into that celebrity, poker, and then poker in general community is pretty cool. So anyway, that's the end of the show for the day. Thanks everybody for checking in with us here on the Daily BLP, episode 58. Signing out. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, everybody.